Hey everyone, and welcome to the Magical Miracle Network. My name is Ruth Perkinson, and I'm super over the moon excited to have one of my most favorite people in all of Richmond, Virginia with me today. Her name is Margaret Porter Daniel. So, Margaret, just say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, we've got about 67 or 68 subscribers now. And so I'm so excited that you guys have all hit that subscribe button. So just if you feel inspired to share this information or to like it or make a comment, that would be lovely. We would really appreciate that. And if you don't feel inspired to do that, that's cool too. We are just trying to get the message out to all beings as best we can. So I have invited Margaret here today because she is going to become our, or is going to be our in-house prayer chaplain. And so, Margaret, I just want to ask you a little bit about what it means to be a prayer chaplain. Can you give the viewers an idea of what that means?
Being a prayer chaplain is sharing sacred space. And it is not just the individual I'm praying with or people that I'm praying with, it's also me, that we're joined together in our own divinity. And it is a process of love. And it's where we commune with the divine together.
Oh, that's well said. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I just want to mention to everybody that about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in a little bit of a crisis with our family. And just a little personal note here. And I called Margaret on the fly and I was like, Margaret, can you please pray for my family right now? We're in such dire straits. And Margaret said, yeah, just give me a call. So I did. And then she did this beautiful prayer for our family. And I remember my mom just being so over the moon excited about how beautiful that prayer was. And so I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you again for that healing that you did for my family. And part of that, I'll just be honest with you guys, is we are trying to what we might call heal the collective abuse of alcohol, clear the collective abuse of a lot of different things in this world of time and space. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great challenge in our human collective now. And we're all part of helping that to be healed.
Maybe you can speak a little bit about Buddha's middle way and moderation, sort of taking everything in moderation. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, I just know from personal living that it is moderation that brings peace of mind. And that when we are handling addictions, the addictions come out of fear of lack, fear of not ever having love, or it's just very deep fears. And some of these are fears that we've covered, that we have carried through many lifetimes. And that's
Yes.
why some addictions are extremely difficult to overcome. And I cannot tell you, people who overcome them in their lifetime are phenomenal. They're
Yeah.
they're magnificent. And their
Yes.
courage.
My dad, can I jump in for a second?
Yes.
I was just going to say, just going to shout out to my dad for a second because he's been sober now for 45 years.
Wow. That's
And
huge.
I just want to just thank him for being a demonstration of how you can overcome an addiction. Personally, I've been sober for 14 years.
That's also huge. That's magnificent. And the courage and perseverance and determination that comes to that is a great healer of fear.
Yeah. I was recently at an AA meeting with my dad and I don't really attend meetings anymore, but I picked up my 14-year chip and I actually handed it over to my mother because my mom also demonstrated to me what it means to be sober. And I just sort of a shout out to my mom right now for helping me get sober. It was a very hard and difficult journey for me in this lifetime to overcome my addiction to alcohol and cigarettes and just my own dumb story. Right?
Well, I mean, it's huge. And the stories seem so real to us. They seem like that's the only thing there is. And of course that is not. We have, and that's why A Course in Miracles is so powerful, because it shows us that that is not the reality.
Yes. Yes. And you know, one of the biggest messages out of A Course in Miracles I've been talking about lately on these videos is teach only love, for that is what you are, right? It's such a sweet and simple phrase. Teach and be only love, for that is what you are. So while we're talking here, and I'm going to get you to do a prayer in a second, I just want to show everybody the authorized edition of A Course in Miracles. This is the one Margaret Porter Daniel and I use, right, Margaret?
Yep. As you can see, I've got 5 million markers in it.
Oh, that's beautiful. You can get this from the Foundation for Inner Peace. It's acim.org, and it's about $30 or $35. It lovingly corrects Christianity. It lovingly corrects Buddhism, and it lovingly corrects modern day psychotherapy. 3 big things in our collective mindset. So I'm very proud to say that right now as well. The other thing I wanted to show everybody right here is another book that Margaret and I both love, which is called The Disappearance of the Universe by our dear brother, Gary Renard. He's here on the back. And I'm just going to show his picture here. Can you see that, Margaret?
Yeah, I can see that. Mine's upstairs on the bookshelf, but yes, that's a very powerful book. It's such a good leader.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your experience with this book. Any little nuggets that you remember from this book?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Maybe just give us 1 or 2 and then we'll do a prayer.
Okay. So I bought A Course in Miracles, right? And I started to look at it and said, there's no way I'll ever read this thing. It's like huge. The letters are small. The reading is convoluted. It's really hard to follow. And I said, you know, I read 1 page and I said, thee and thou, because I've never cared for the Bible. Anyway.
Hey, I just want to say, me too.
Oh, yay. So, well,
I mean, people love the Bible, but I just am not a big fan. Okay, go ahead.
So I put it on the bookshelf, and it stayed up there for quite a few years, like 5 or 6 years. And you know, people always have the story of a book that falls on their feet in their lap and says, read me. Well, that's what happened with Disappearance of the Universe. I was over at Unity's bookstore, and I was looking through some books, and this book literally fell off the shelf.
Oh my God, it did it really?
And I picked it up and I looked at it and said, okay, I'm going to read you, because it had to do with A Course in Miracles. I thought, well, and it is a wild ride. That book is an absolutely wild ride. And I thought, oh my gosh, when I started to read that book, everything started to make sense. And the ride was nothing compared to what the mind was doing. The mind was like, wow, sort of unraveling all this crazy stuff that we hold on to and think that's real. And so I said, okay, because I'm going to read the course. And I picked up A Course in Miracles. I read it in less than 6 months.
Wow. Really?
And, read not the workbook, but the whole text in less than, and I couldn't put it down. It was like eating the most amazing food that you couldn't imagine how it tasted. It was just like so wonderful. And it just fed me and just fed me. I could feel things falling off, falling away.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was just like mesmerized by this. Yeah. And to this day, I will just open a page and read 1 sentence. You read 1 sentence, you have read the whole book. Yeah. Because it is every sentence, every part of it is holographic. It is the whole essence within it.
Yes.
And, it's just absolutely powerful. But A Disappearance in the Universe was the door that opened so that I could read it.
Yeah. And everybody, I'll just show you what The Disappearance of the Universe looks like one more time here. Our dear brother, Gary Renard. Wow, I love him. I've met him one time. I met him one time about 4 years ago. And I put my arms around him and I kissed him on the neck. And I said, thank you. Thank you, Gary Renard, for changing my life for the better and for changing so many people's lives around the world. This book, I feel like, is a home run around time and space. I really do. So I just wanted to give everybody another look at this beautiful book, The Disappearance of the Universe. We highly recommend it for your reading. Okay, so we're going to shift gears a little bit, and Margaret Porter Daniel is going to read from A Course in Miracles and do a prayer for the Magical Miracle Network. So, Margaret, I'm going to turn it over to you for the reading of the lesson.
Okay, I just closed the book.
Oh, that's all right.
So
I think it's lesson 188, right? Lesson
Yeah.
188.
Yeah, I got it. There we go.
Take your time.
This is paragraph 3 in lesson 188. The peace of God is shining in you now. From your heart extends around the world. It pauses to caress each living thing and leaves a blessing with it that remains forever and forever. What it gives must be eternal. It removes all thoughts of the ephemeral and valueless. It brings renewal to all tired hearts and lights all vision as it passes by. All of its gifts are given everyone, and everyone unites in giving thanks to you who give and you who have received.
Thank you so much, Margaret. The peace of God is shining in you now. I think that was Bill Thetford's favorite lesson. It was his favorite lesson. The peace of God is shining in you now. Wow. So what I'd like to do right now, since you're our in-house prayer chaplain, is to ask you to, we know that Gaia and God are one, but I'm such a big animal lover. I love Gaia. I love the earth. I love this whole world of time and space, even though it's the dream. We'll call it the dream, right? But I think Gaia at this time really needs a blessing as we have moved fully into the fifth dimension. We are now operating fully in the fifth dimension. And so Gaia needs a blessing from our in-house prayer chaplain. So I'm going to send it over to you, Margaret.
So I'm inviting everyone who is viewing this and will view it in the future to just take a deep breath. And taking a deep breath, you connect to the body. And as you take this breath in, you hold it for a second, and then you release. And you just feel any stress or tension you are holding on be released. And with the next deep breath you take, release again, and feel the body settle in to the quiet comfort and be relaxed and at ease. Now watch your breath. And with your next breath, focus on your Hridaya. It is your sacred heart, your holy heart, in the center of your chest. As you breathe into it, you feel it open. It is this beautiful heart of yours that is extending forever and ever out into infinity, the love that you are. And this beautiful, tender love that radiates from your heart, the whole world is embraced. And Gaia, our sweet earth, a sentient, breathing being, is receiving this love from you. And this love eases her, comforts her, reminds her how holy and divine she is, that every plant, every leaf, every grain, every mineral, every part of water that flows is beautiful and loved with tenderness and care. She is our beloved mother for our beloved bodies. Remembering our bodies are a sacred temple holding the divine, we remember also that Gaia is a sacred temple holding love, God's love for all of us, is God's own thought, is God's own expression of his divinity. And so we embrace one another with our love and our light. We embrace Gaia with our love and our peace, knowing that what is happening in the world at this time is an unfolding of the divine Layla, bringing us to awaken to our own divinity and the divinity of all that is around us in the living world. So we are deeply grateful to all the great teachers that have come through the ages to guide us and bring us to the truth of love. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Saram.
So let's just hold, everyone, let's just hold the 0 point God singularity that's now being transmitted from Margaret Porter Daniel to the whole world of time and space, especially Gaia. And she is a mighty healer and a mighty prayer. And she is the light of the world, as all of you are. And we are standing on the rock of the light of truth. And Margaret Porter Daniel, you're a beautiful prayer chaplain. And I'm just going to go ahead and open my eyes now and take a look at you and thank you. And thank you for praying for my eyes right before we got on this call today. I've been having a little trouble with my left eye. I do appreciate that. And if you wouldn't mind, if you would also pray, not right now, but just when you can, pray for all beings who are dealing with eyesight issues around the world, even the dogs, the cats, all the animals. Please do that for the world. We would really appreciate that. Yeah. So any final words right now, Margaret Porter Daniel, before I keep saying your full name, but we can call you PD, right?
Right.
We'll call you Margaret or PD.
Yeah.
Any final words before we sign off today?
Let me walk in peace.
Yes, we walk in peace.
Walk in peace.
Walk in peace. And Margaret, I think Yeshua, we share a very great love for Yeshua ben Joseph, a very great love for him. And he wants to remind everyone that we are the way, we are the truth, and we are the life. And we are all beginning to really disagree with sickness and death in any way, shape, or form. How about a shout out for that, Margaret?
Yeah. We're eternal.
All right, girl. Well, can we have you on next month?
Sure. But
okay.
I would love it. But I just want to leave you with a mantra, because when you do a prayer, you always leave people with a mantra. So my mantra is, I am not this body. I am light eternal. I am love eternal. I am peace in action. I am bliss expressed. Sarah.
Wow. Can you say that one more time so people can pause and maybe write that down? Say it one more time, please.
I'm not this body. I am light eternal. I am love eternal. I am peace expressed. I am bliss in action.
I really feel that. Thank you so much, Margaret. Well, thank you for being on today on the Magical Miracle Network. This is a global network of light workers and light healers. We are broadcasting from the United States of America. We've got people from all over the United States joining me here on this network. We've got a lot of support, and we're so excited about that. And we'll just do another shout out to Gary Renard. Thank you, Gary, for this book. Yes. And also one more shout out to our beautiful brother, our elevated brother, Yeshua ben Joseph. Some people call him Jesus, but this is the Holy Grail, and we are standing on the rock of the Holy Grail, and we are bringing Gaia and God together as one. All right, Margaret. Well, I'm going to sign off for now, and I'm going to try and find this button here. So everybody just be very patient with me. My left eye hurts a little bit today, so give me one moment. Thank you for the prayer. I love you. God bless you. God bless everyone.
Love you too.